It was quite amazing to get the phone call. Firstly, I'm a huge fan of Fede's work, and he's an incredible musician, and he really understands what music can bring to a movie, not just in his own movies, but also just we share a very similar love of certain classic films, and of course the Alien franchise, in terms of music, is just some of the most iconic and revolutionary orchestral writing there is, and what really got me hooked on the idea of this movie was just the way that Fede really wanted to capture and pay homage to that history, but also just completely innovate and make it something fresh. We're just coming up with these concepts of what truly is the most scary, almost, it's human, but it's not right somehow. And I came up with this very chromatic, it's actually a 12-tone row melody, which, if you start to layer it and do it in a very dense, kind of polyphonic style, almost like a fugue, it very quickly you're just completely unnerved. And it's a very pure sound because it's just a group of human voices. And then as it grows and develops into something just utterly scary and over the top, because Fede was pushing for having the men just to kind of do all kinds of elaborate, almost screaming at points. It's still music, but it's kind of not. And then you mix it in a certain way that it completely surrounds the audience and adds some distortion, and then it kind of becomes a synthesizer. It kind of becomes, it's no longer the sound of human voices. And to me, that was a wonderful place to start as a concept. And using that philosophy, for example, the sort of almost innocent sound of woodwind just doing one note, but then it goes in a tape delay around the theatre. And then you add 2 or 3 more chords, and it creates this density. And again, it's something we're familiar with, but it's completely unnatural because it's a machine creating the repetitions. And of course, that was something which Goldsmith pioneered in the original, and Horner picked up on, and Goldenthal. But I wanted to take that concept to something even more extreme. On every level, just the storytelling, the musical opportunities, how we could be as daring. The film just demanded us to break all the rules, and while still existing in a familiar, or at least a sense of homage, but still be complete ruffians and hooligans at the same time and do something completely new. That's very rare, a chance you get as a composer, and it's something I love the most, I think. And it also was a chance for me to write a love letter to something I've always loved since I was very young. I mean, I'm just a huge fan of the Alien franchise, so it was just an amazing chance to kind of express that by bringing something hopefully fresh but still very respectful to the aesthetic of the originals.